for another Coffee with Kilroy, or what I like to call beverage in a book. Got my beverage. Oh yes, as the weather gets a little cooler, some hot coffee does the work. As for the book, I have Vietnam Patrol Boat D66 game book called Brown Water Navy. This is from Brent Campbell. He has another D66 book out there, and I'll put a link to that in my description. This is based off the line of D66 books and D88 books from Adam Mitchell, and I've covered several of his books as well. These are somewhat choose-your-own-adventure type games, but you're not doing all the choosing on your own. You're using the D66 system to help guide you through the book, and also, it adds a certain level of randomness and chaos to the situation. So you're not, it's not a straight branch off of decisions. Like if you decide this, then you're going down this path. And if you make a decision based on that next one, then you keep going down that path. This is using the D66 system where you're rolling dice and going to those pages, and it's a little bit different. But on the interesting side, it adds a little bit of randomness, which also adds to replayability. So this one is about a Vietnam patrol boat. So let's get inside this and take a look. I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee. I suggest you all do the same. I've covered a lot of game books and war game books, and so check out my playlist down below. I've got them separated in between game books, which is books that cover topics other than just war games. They might go into history or sci-fi and stuff like that. And then I have trying to classify the war game books into or games that have somewhat of a war theme into that playlist. It says here, Brent is an avid war game YouTube influencer, game reviewer, and now author based out of Quito, Ecuador. This is his third book. All his books are available on Amazon. He's got a book about just wargaming in general, and then he's got another D66 books, which is about a Japanese holdout in the Philippines after World War II. Very interesting topic. Quito, Ecuador. I've been to Quito, Ecuador a couple of times. Brown Water Navy is a rules light game where you are skipper of a PCF in Vietnam. Inspired by B-17 Queen of the Skies, this book will take you through some of the most dangerous places in Vietnam and beyond. But don't expect it to be easy. This game book is fun but challenging. All you need to play this book is 2 6-sided dice, some paper, and a pencil. So let's get in here. Man, I'm already getting parched. Alrighty. So we got an inside cover here. It's got a dedication. He's got an acknowledgement, and of course he acknowledges Adam C. Mitchell at the top there. That's and I think Adam might have worked with him on both his game books, but they're definitely inspired by Adam's start with this system, the D66 system, and I think it's branched out to the D88. Again, check out my playlist. There's some coverage there as well. So we've got the introduction, how to play, off to Coronado, tour of duty, game tables, design notes, and about the author. Okay. So you got a little bit of an introduction here of how he came out with this. His other book was called Holdout. I was just forgetting what that was. It's Holdout. That's the one about the lone Japanese holdout after World War II. So a little bit of introduction there. Then there's how to play this. What are the core mechanics? Well, how does the D66 work? And the D66 system has been around for a long time. I know I've I think some Avalon Hill games had it, and it was very common, to do where you roll 2 6-sided dice and you just use different, preferably using different colors, and then read 1 as your 10s and 1 as your 1s. So, if you roll a 54 on different dice, then 1's going to be read as the 5, and the other one's going to be read as a 4, so it's 54 is the number on it. Then there's a D6 and then a 2D6, and we all know, well, hopefully we know what that means, but if you don't, you can read it right here and figure that out. Notes on the rules. Here's your sequence of play. And again, apologize in advance, I can't do a full flip through of this because it is somewhat of a choose your own adventure. So a lot of the playability and the entertainment in these kind of games is discovering what's going to happen next and making decisions based on that, or having to deal with what's going to happen next. So you really can't do an in-depth page through on these kind of books. Here's your sequence of play. This is all talking about how to play the game, and here's how to win the game. And then you're off to Coronado, so this is going to be your training. And then you're going to have some stats here. So another thing that I like about choose your own adventure books in general, but the ones that go the extra step and actually add some gameplay to it. They add some stats to for your characters or equipment or skills. When they take that extra step, then it becomes a little bit more of an RPG or role-playing game, and a little bit more immersive in that respect. So if you like if you like role-playing games, and stepping in the shoes of some of these characters or soldiers or people through history, then you'll probably like these kind of books that take that extra step and add a little bit more chrome on top of it. Might get some pages stuck together here. Oh, there we go. Tour of duty. So this is how you're going to start. So you're going to start here. So you're here. Yeah. So this is how you start off, and then this is going to tell you where to go next. So you're going to start rolling, and then you see these numbers up here. I'm going to block most of the page. Don't read ahead. See these numbers up there? That's if you roll 2 1s, right? On the D66. So that's basically it. This not much of a spoiler. You're going to, every time you play this, you're going to at least probably go through the tour of duty to figure out some of the background here. And then you're going to start rolling. And then the rest of this book is up to, well, I'll go to the charts at least. So the rest of this book is, 1 through 66, right? Or 11 through 66. So it's going to be rolling on and rolling and going. So here's your gaming tables. Here's your inspection table roll, your discipline table, your crew table, injury table, search table. Then you got the design notes. Adam C. Mitchell is responsible for this game, yeah. So there, and Adam C. Mitchell is one of his, I think his first D66 was this General Quarters where you're a sub-captain. So, another wargaming type game. And I cover that in my, many of the wargame books I've covered and played. So I'll put a link to that one as well here. So a little bit of game notes here. And then there is the author right there. His other book is The Way of the Wargamer, Holdout, a D66 game book, and now Brownwater Navy. So that is what you get. I mean, I guess I could go all Wayne Hansen and like he did with Devil Boats, and I can just, this will go right in the trash. No. Never do that. I wouldn't do that to Brent. No, so these games are, as I said, they're somewhat based in the choose your own adventure genre, with an added element with this D66 of some random number generation that, that propels the story forward more than your simple choices. I mean, you still have to engage and do things in certain sections. And then it's based on kind of your skills and abilities and stuff like that. So again, some of the RPG element, but it's not a straight path type game. It's not, where you're just plotting a path by your decisions on regular choose your own adventure. So in that respect, there is there's probably more replayability in these games than the straight path choose your own adventure games. There's more engagement in these games because you do have abilities and skills and equipment from time to time that allow you to engage with the story, engage with the AI, so to speak, that's built into these pages. So in that respect, there's a little bit more bang for your buck. Plus, if you like some of the RPG aspects and just don't want to have a solved puzzle, but you want a war game theme, then these books really fit into that. The General Quarters, Holdout, this one, and others out there that don't necessarily use the D66, but still let you engage with the story, interact with the story. They're a unique offering. They're pretty enjoyable in that regard. They don't take a lot of time. They don't take up a lot of space. I mean, you might need to get some pen and paper or a little pad that go along with this when you want to kick back and play some of this. But there's no setup time. You just got to grab a couple of dice and away you go. And so I like them. I think they fill a niche. They're a different aspect of this whole war game book genre that has been around for a long time, but has developed differently over the last year primarily. And I'll put a link to some of my coverage of just those books in general. So because there's been a lot of talk about these, and I've covered a lot of them. I don't know if I've got all of them, but covered a lot of them. But this is the Choose Your Own Adventure line of those kind of books. Other ones are more, books, full games in a book, or a page serves as your board. There's a lot of different offerings out there. So it's a good time to be, a wargamer that wants to take a break or just have a filler every now and again and grab one of these books. So anyway, that's what I think. Love to know what you guys think on all this. Free, you have the floor. Okay, all right. So put some comments down. What do you think about these? Do you like these? Don't like these? You rather spend time on a hex encounter game, or rather play on Vassal or tabletop, and then to spend time with one of these? These are too light for you. They are not engaging. They're eventually solved. So there's even though there might be more replayability in some of these, they're limited replayability. Any of those comments, love to hear it. Love to start a dialogue. Just like to know that you stopped by. Appreciate it. I really do. And always amazed that you're willing to stop by and listen to me ramble for just a little bit. I do appreciate that, but I really like to hear your comments and to know what you think about any of these topics. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. Enjoy your beverage of choice, and have a good one. Thanks for watching.